Hey everyone, Brad from Circling the Drone here. This is just a little video I took this weekend. With the DJI FPV drone. Haven't had this guy in a while, so this first segment here, this drone was flown by my 6-year-old. I guess you would call him my step grandson. It's my girlfriend's oldest son's son, so that's her grandson. It'd be my step grandson, I suppose. So forgive the jerkiness and everything. This is his first time ever flying an FPV drone with goggles. So there you see he's turned it around and you see us standing down there. I'm in the green shirt and he's in the red shirt. And I wish I'd have got some GoPro footage of him with a mask on, but you can see he's got his head down, looking into the goggles. It was pretty funny. And I was trying to show him. He kind of knows how to fly drones because he flies. He has flown some little drones, and I have let him fly my Air 2S. So he has some knowledge of flying drones, and I just kept telling him, stay away from those trees, and just stay away from any trees. Just stay out in the middle of the field. So you can see he goes right between those trees right there. And there's my parents and my girlfriend. And I said, Arlo, just get over the trees. Stay over the trees. And he listened pretty well. He actually did pretty good. So you see here he's doing a little exploring. And he saw there's some horses down here in this back field. And he wanted to go look at the horses, so he was trying. That's where I think I told him, get over them trees, just stay over the trees. I said, Arlo, you can see everything, right? And he's like, oh yeah, I can see really good. I'm like, okay. So he got over the trees, and I was like, don't go too high, because I couldn't see. Like, I was asking him, can you see the the distance and height and all that stuff? And he doesn't really know what I'm saying, so he's just flying. I think he really enjoyed it though. He got the hang of it pretty good. Until the end, you'll see the end of his flight. Then here he wanted to go across the street here into the field, and so this is him flying over into the field. And then he saw the swimming pool over here, our next door neighbor's, or my parents' next door neighbor's swimming pool, and he's like, let's check out the swimming pool. I was like, Arlo, don't go flying over people or anything. As kind of keep it over our property, and try not to get over any other people. So he kind of abruptly stopped right there and turned it around and started to come back. Ooh. He was doing really good though. I was surprised. And you can see those orange master air screw props on that DJI FPV drone. I haven't had this thing out in a while, so this is right where he went over to look at the horses. And he didn't really know how to work the gimbal or anything, but I think right about here, those horses took off, which is pretty funny. We were all laughing. Yeah, there they go. You can see them right there. Yeah, because you guys know this FPV drone's pretty loud. I mean, it's not as loud as the Avata, but it's fairly loud, even with these master air screw props. It's really, I mean, to me, it's not that bad. But you can see him. He's trying to look at those horses. And I kept telling him, Arlo, just stay over those trees, unless you're gonna come down lower. So there he is coming back to us right here. And I know this does have the obstacle avoidance sensors in the front, but it doesn't stop the drone from hitting anything. It just kind of warns you. So since I didn't have the goggles on and he did, and I think right here he took the goggles off, and he was really doing good with the goggles on. So I'm not sure why he wanted to take them off, but I guess because they're kind of heavy. And he's only 6 years old. I mean, I wish I would have got GoPro footage of him wearing the goggles version 2, because they're huge on his head. But he said he could see pretty good. So there he is. He went back and he's flying line of sight right here. I said, well, you can't really go too far now, so. As you can tell, it was a beautiful day. This was a Saturday in northwestern Pennsylvania. I think right here is pretty close to where he almost crashed the drone, so. Yeah, he did. See, he took the goggles off, so I was walking over to grab the goggles from him. And he was just kind of flicking her around a little bit. And then I think, yeah, see, this is where he starts to get into the trees. I was like, just don't get into those trees. Because I know what happens when those props hit a branch or something. They go straight down into the ground. And this FPV drone is pretty sturdy, but then you see right here, I was like, oh, no. I was like, oh, it hit. Oh, it did hit. I didn't even realize it hit. And I said, stop, stop. So I grabbed the controller from him and I walked over and I got it back out of the tree. And that was pretty close to the end of that battery right there. And there you see him. So I chased him around a little bit. I'm going to get you. You see him hiding. Oh, I got pretty close to him right there. He did good though. I told him that too. I said, for the first time flying a drone like that with goggles on, that was pretty amazing. So we're coming up to the end. I think he wanted to try to land it on the stump that it took off from, and I was like, you're not going to be able to do that. So that was the end of that battery right there. So I put my second battery in. This is me flying right here. So you'll notice it might be a little more smooth. And so I just wanted to fly around the property here and, get some close proximity shots of the trees and whatnot. And then you can see those horses are long gone by now. They took off. They didn't like the sound of that FPV drone flying around. See here, I'm going around the garage and I'm just flying around the yard right here. So you do notice when like right there, the obstacle avoidance picks up something and it kind of just woes it up. It doesn't stop it, but it woes it up like right there. You saw those trees. It does give you a little bit of warning in the goggles. I do wish these goggles version 2, because it does do a screen recording, which I'm not even going to bother putting up there, but because it doesn't show the telemetry or anything like that, which is kind of stupid because the goggles 2, the newer ones, they do record. When they do the screen recording of the goggles, they do show telemetry and all that good stuff that you can see at the bottom and all that stuff. But I don't know why they don't just upgrade the firmware and let it do that. But oh well. So here I was just flying out over the Allegheny National Forest, and I think right about here I started to lose signal. I was probably about close to 2,000 feet out, but you can see how many trees and everything were in between me and the drone. And I wasn't really high, like over the trees. So when I turned around here, I was like, and I saw my home point, and I was like, oh crap, look at all them trees. How much, like, I'm heading right back to the home point right here, and you can see how many trees are in between me and the drone and the goggles. So that's pretty good. I think right here I throw it in a sport mode because this damn drone can haul some ass. I think I got it up to a good 63 miles per hour was probably my highest on this sport mode flight right here. And we were just sitting there at the house, and you could hear that thing just zooming by. It was hauling the mail. So yeah, this is just a nice little flight with the FPV drone. Like I said, I haven't had it out in a while, and it had been raining all weekend, and up to you can see all those clouds, and up to this point, this was like a huge break in the weather. So Arlo was like, "Let's get the drone out. Let's get the drone out." I was like, "All right, let's go." And I'm glad he got to fly it because he did, like I said, he did a pretty good job for his first time. Almost crashed it, but not quite. He had a good spotter. Then I come zooming back over the property. This thing just flies fast. And I know that, if you go into manual mode, it goes even faster, but I'm not a manual mode FPV, FPV flyer, as you all know. I'm more of a, camera drone kind of guy. So I'm bringing it on back over, making sure there's no stick sticking up to knock the drone out of the air. Just getting some close proximity shots of the yard and the trees. It was a pretty fun flight, actually. Yeah, this original FPV drone's pretty awesome. And there I was chasing Arlo again. He had a good time. There we go. We got some debris blowing up. See the shadow of the FPV drone there. And there I am chasing him again with the drone. He had a good time. He had his Buffalo Bills sweatpants and shirt on. Don't hold that against him. So here I am going over the fire pit. Bring it on back around. Getting close to the end of the battery here, so could do a little more. I think I was at like 40-some% right here. That's what I wish. Like I said, I wish that the goggles screen recording would actually get the telemetry, which it doesn't. But oh well. It'd be even cooler if the goggles had like a speaker or something in them too, or a microphone where when you do record, when you're recording it, it would pick up audio, but I'm using my Rode Wireless Go 2, just doing a voiceover here. So here I am bringing it back in. And again, it's Brad from Circling the Drone.